Finally, British company, British citizens, British who think that because they colonize Nigeria, they can come to Nigeria and do anyhow. They don't collect WOTOWOTO for Nigeria hand. This one sweets me pass. You understand? Because this news. I've been waiting for it for a long time. I've been following this case and I've talked with so many people. I've asked them question. Why are they taking so long to penalize this UK company for doing all the atrocities they have done in Nigeria? As I'm talking to you now, many of you watching this video might have been victims of this UK company. Or you will know somebody or your family members will be victims of this UK company. You understand? And when I mean victims, it means this company has caused so many damages in Nigeria. To the point where people don't buy because of this company. People don't lose their lands because of this company. People don't lose their properties because of this company. People, natural resources have been destroyed in villages, in communities because of this British company, this UK company. Because they are UK, they call it do gra. And they even drag Nigeria to court. Which court? UK court, in their own court in the UK. Thinking that because it's their own court, they will do anyhow and get away with it. Unfortunately for them, Nigeria know they carry last. Nigeria be odogu. They know they carry last. So this British company, I thank God, say finally you guys are meeting your nemesis. Go and try this with your African countries who will tolerate the nonsense and sit quiet. Don't try it in Nigeria, because I knew that even if it would take Nigeria 100 years to bring this UK company to their knees, Nigeria will definitely do it. They know they fear face, they know they carry last, and they will give you WOTOWOTO back to back as you deserve it. You understand? Now let us go into the details. Don't play. Let us go into the details. Now, there's this British oil company. They call them Shell. Yeah, Shell is one of the oldest oil companies in the world. Shell. You understand? So Shell is also one of the main companies where they thief Nigeria oil. Because Shell is one of the first companies to start exploiting crude oil in Nigeria. Removing the crude oil, selling to other parts of the world. As a matter of fact, Shell can stop business today. I don't think that they will be broke in the next 1,000 years because of the money they have made from Nigeria. Shell, as a matter of fact, their CEO is supposed to be jail now, because I do not understand how this company Shell could cause so much damages in Nigeria and still go free for such a long time. It no make sense. It no make sense. So many of you know about Shell. I don't need to introduce Shell or talk about Shell too much, because people know this company very well. Do I need to talk about them? No. Thank you for understanding. You are the best. So basically, yeah, Shell company that's been in Nigeria for that long did so many damages. How? Shell, because they are extracting oil from communities, all this crude oil. There are communities, you cannot live there, my bro. You see all this oil we are shouting, Nigeria get crude oil, Nigeria get this. Some of these companies that are coming to extract those crude oil, you need to see what they have done to communities in Nigeria. See, they will just come to one village where there's oil. They don't care about the people there. They only care about the oil. They value the oil more than the life of the people in that community. So they will set up whatever they can set up there, put their pipes, get the oil, and by the time the pipes are being broken, there are damages. The oil is spilling into villages. The oil is spilling into people's farms. The oil is spilling into communities. The oil is spilling everywhere, affecting crops, affecting agriculture, affecting people's lifestyle. That is what has been happening for many years. As a matter of fact, if you just search oil spillage in Nigeria, you will see how people have been affected as we are busy jumping up and down. Nigeria get crude oil. That crude oil to many Nigerians now big wahala for them because of how stingy companies like Shell, companies that don't have respect for humanity, because of how they operated. Understand? Forgetting to know the fact that the communities that even have the oil, they are supposed to be enjoying the most, not suffering. Yes, now, just imagine your village, your community. You have oil wells in your community. Your community is supposed to enjoy more than any other community, because the fact that they are coming to extract oil from that community, they should bring roads, bring development, make it in a way that everybody from that community will just be fine, because you are already naturally blessed in your community. That's how it should normally be. Not that because you have fuel in your community, crude oil in your community, it now becomes a burden on you. They will just come and do anyhow. Before you know, your farm, your community, your environment has been destroyed. You know, your animals that you keep, you can no longer keep them. Where are you going to walk your farms to get food to eat? So this has been a serious problem that's been going on with many communities in Nigeria and this shell company. As a matter of fact, this shell company has been dragged to court many times by different communities, to tell you how serious, how bad the situation was. And because in Nigeria, so many people don't have a voice, especially so many poor people, they go just talk, nothing they happen. Thank God in Nigeria government, they put their hand in the matter. Some lawyers in Nigeria, they pick up the issue against Shell. They say, okay, Shell company, because you think you are UK owned, because you think you are carrying us to UK, we will drag you to the end. We go turn very dark man for your matter. That's how the lawyers took it. So they drag them to court. They drag. I don't know how the matter ended in Nigeria court, but eventually it ended up in the UK court. And with the presence of Dangote coming in and so many other people, Shell also noticed that things are no longer going well for them in Nigeria. Shell was losing. Shell is no longer making money. It's no longer having monopoly over the crude oil. Many things are now going wrong for Shell. So Shell has to re-strategize and see how they can go elsewhere and see how they can, diversify. But Nigeria no agree for them. As a matter of fact, let me get into the details so that you understand exactly what is going on here. So the UK court has ruled against the Shell company over oil spill in Nigeria. Officially, UK court has ruled and said, Shell, you are guilty. Even though you are our brother, you are a UK company. That's one thing I love about the West. In America, in the UK, in the white communities, not be by who come first, who know you, who you be. It's about evidence. Even if you are the daughter of the judge, if they present evidence against you, you are finished. That's why I love the West. Because if it's in Africa now, because Shell get money, they will just carry some $2 billion, push out for Shell, push it over to the judge. Blind the judge eye. The judge will no longer give correct judgment. Thank God, I even thank God the matter went to the UK court. Because if it was in Africa court, they will know how they will buy their way out. But the UK court, you are not going to buy them out. So the High Court ruled that Shell Public Limited Company, its former Nigerian subsidiary, can be held legally responsible. Yes, legally responsible for legacy or historic oil pollution. Oil pollution which has devastated the environment for 2 communities in Nigeria. So now 2 communities carry the matter go far, but you know me saying only 2 communities be affected. So the judgment means that Shell and its former Nigerian subsidiary can be held liable for oil spills and leaks going back many years. So this thing don't happen. Nigerians they cry come out, nothing being done. The thing they happen. Nigerians they cry come out, nothing is done. Can you imagine how terrible? So years of chronic oil spills have left the Pile and Ogal community. Okay, that's the community, the Bile, B-I-L-L-E, and Ogale community, which have combined population of 50,000 without clear water. Imagine you're living in a community without water. I forgot to mention this. That oil spillage will destroy water in that community. So imagine living in a community without water. Unable to farm. They cannot farm. Unable to fish. How they want to survive, bro? These are communities for crying out loud. Like they have to farm, do fishing. That's how they have to survive. But they cannot farm. They cannot do fishing. They don't even have water. How will fish even survive in such waters anymore? You understand? And it has left them with a serious risk of public health issues. When they say public health, it means something that is affecting the general public. And these things can lead to genetical mutation. You start seeing mothers putting birth to children with some malformations. This is exactly what is happening in these communities in Nigeria. So it's a very terrible situation. So Shell tried to prevent these claims from getting to trial with a range of technical legal arguments that have now been firmly rejected by the court. Completely rejected. They are trying to justify. Justify what? 50,000 people. Imagine this was in the UK. Imagine 50,000 people in the UK were affected. There will be a state of emergency. There will be, but because it's in Nigeria, people want to take it for granted. Not do well at all. So after 4 weeks, they in court for 4 weeks. They drag them up and down. So the court preliminary issues trials, on the 13th of February to Friday the 17th of March this year. Mr. Justice May ruled on Friday the 20th of June 2025 that Shell attempts to restrict the scope of upcoming full trials to be held held in 2027 had failed. So Shell wanted to postpone the matter to 2027, but the court said no. She made several findings that are important to environmental claims generally. Shell, Ogungo, Pauna, if you now want to destroy Nigerian communities the way people have done. So it's very disgraceful that after doing all this to people, 50,000 plus people, you guys still wanted to play around it with all the money you have made from Nigeria. The world and its people. The world and its people. This world there, go better for them. Anyways, the good news is last, Nigeria don't win. Nigeria don't win and you don't give them WOTOWOTO. That's the breaking news. I love that kind of ending. It is what it is. Your boy Ajim Max on this one again. Smash the like button, smash the notification bell. Come back anytime you're free, guys, because there's always more beautiful and amazing videos just for you. God bless you all. Cheers.